AI seems to be everywhere. You can't go more than 2 minutes without someone mentioning it or an advert popping up. Somebody talking about the latest ChatGPT release or some AI powered add on to the software package you use in work. Now, the big question around AI, and the big question that I know business leaders exactly like yourself is asking, is how can I truly use AI to benefit my business? And here is the controversial truth. It doesn't start with AI. It's less about AI and more about the system you use AI within. How we benefit from AI is firstly understanding what AI can reliably do. It's understanding how a business functions operationally. What's the processes and procedures? Where's our bottlenecks and our constraints? And equally, where's our opportunities? And how does AI reliably fit within those areas? How can they actually drive true benefit to the business? So we have to start with operations, our systems, and how we build AI into making an infrastructure that lubes up the business and does things for us in a way that creates value. So this video is going to be all about that, and by the end of it you are going to know exactly what an AI system is, or an AI first system, how we can build one for a business, how we can plan it in, and I'm going to give you 5 examples of how AI is being used right now in real businesses exactly like yours to do things more effectively, quickly, more accurate than the workers that are currently doing them. And the beautiful thing about it is, this is not about replacing employees. This is about removing the noise, removing the chaos and the hard work that surrounds them every single day, and allowing them to truly add value back into the business and give them back the time to think, innovate and push things forward. So let's get into the video and I'm going to talk you through it step by step. So where's the right place to start? And that is the business as it is right now, without any AI at all. Most businesses pretty much function the same. They might be slightly different in regards to the tools and the pieces of software and the people obviously that they hire, but in terms of how they function and operate, no matter what they produce and what the outcome is to the customer, they roughly work the same. So as we can see, we've got this person here, right? This is the person, this is the employee in the business. Now, in each one of these areas, we've got things like communications, that's customer communications, that's phone calls, that's communications between employees, represented by emails. We've got our software, our system, whatever we use to manage our day-to-day, an MRP system, a CRM, an ERP, you name it. And then the people. The people have intellectual property in their brains. You know that person you always go to ask a question because they've been working at the company for a decade. They seem to always have the answers to the questions. That's them. That's the value they hold within their brains. And then we have the data. That's the reports. That's the bits of data that all of this spins off and lives somewhere, whether that's in emails, whether that's in Excel, whatever that may be. And just think about our normal day-to-day goals in whatever business at whatever level you're at. To do your job, you're your person, you ask questions and you get information back. And that's exactly how most organizations function. And how we bring AI into that is understanding how we can make data more readily available, remove the tasks of having to ask one way and get data back the other way, then clarify and come back, and stopping us having to check all of our different systems. So moving quickly on to the next bit. So now we understand how our organization works and the chaos of moving information and tasks and waiting for other people and split systems. We're going to go over into how an AI system can be introduced into the business to improve things. So I'm going to move you over here. What I want you to think about is an AI system, we can split up into 4 stages, okay? It listens. Now that might be listening to inbound customer emails. That might be listening to reports and data and to know what to look for. As it comes in, it listens. Then it thinks. It thinks. We can teach then the AI, whatever form of AI we use, to rationalize and understand the data. When somebody's messaging us, a customer, what are they asking us for? What information do we need to extract from that? Where does that information live? That kind of thing. If we have an Excel report, has this now order gone behind what we committed to a customer, potentially? We can essentially teach the AI what to look for and what to understand. It remembers, so there's a knowledge base. So we receive the information in, it thinks about it, it rationalizes it, it makes sense of it, and then it checks its knowledge. That could be where we have data, that could be where our processes and procedures are, that could be in our reports. And it can go search and get answers and work out from that data. And then it acts, it creates an action. So it takes data in, it's listening, it's constantly watching, it thinks about it, it processes it to make sure it can make sense of it. It goes and looks at where all of our data lives, and then it acts. But it does this indefinitely rapidly and scalable, more so than anything ever at all. So let's look at an actual AI system. Now, right now, see a very strange graphic in front of you, but I'm going to explain it in regards to what I believe a smart system can work in most businesses today. So, on the left side, we have that data, the listening, I like to call it the mouth, the ears, and the eyes of the business. It's watching, it's listening, and it's understanding how to speak. So we've got different forms of communication and data coming in on the left-hand side. We could have emails. It could be a phone call, collecting data from a customer phone call where we have a voice agent. WhatsApp communications. We've got your website, Excel spreadsheets, the website itself, the systems, Zoom even. There's forms of data that comes in multiple forms constantly. And we can collate that and put it into a format that we can get the AI to understand. So there's no AI involved here. It's understanding how does our business communicate. Email platforms, Zoom phone calls, Zoom calls, meetings. It could be Teams, whatever that may be. And there's a lot of information and data that lives here. Then we have the brain. So this is where we bring the AI into it. The AI can think. When a message comes in, it can classify that message. Is this a customer email? Is this a supplier email? Is this an internal email? Just as an example. We then go to our knowledge base, where everything exists, the answers to the questions that's been asked. Or, as an example, when a report comes in, who needs to know the information and what information they need to know. And then we have tools. So we have the inbound information, we have the AI brain that makes sense of it, we have the knowledge base it can access to make the next decision, and then we have the tools to do something with it. And what does that mean? Just to break you through a quick little flow. You have a customer that could email us. That email comes in. The AI realizes, okay, this email is a customer urgently looking for an update on an order that they've currently got open. We then look, right, we've got the details of this order. All this information is stored here. Okay, that order's on track. It's due for the date we committed to. It understands all of that. And then it uses tools to go back, which would be an email. So that's why I wanted to look at the system. We have our software and our data stores where we've got all our knowledge base. We've got our AI that rationalizes stuff. We've got our communications here that is both inbound and outbound. And we've got our tools to act upon it. So that's how a system can work. And AI only plays a very small part of that. Most of the system is built by your processes, your people, and your current tech stack. So let's move on to the next little bit. And now we can look at the systems and how they benefit. So now we've kind of clarified what a system is, more so than just one task automation or one AI software. We can now look at the things that it can do. So let's start with quoting. Now, you may be a business that sells directly from stock. You could be a distributor. You could be selling space, or you could simply be taking orders slow time, regardless, right? If we have pre-existing data, if we have stock on our shelves so we know how much we want to sell it for, there is no reason for a human to have to sit there and understand an email as it comes in. We can connect that email, use a brain to work out what that email says. We can then access the knowledge we have, our stock levels, our historical pricing, our contract pricing, and we can then use a system to create a quote and send it back to a customer without a human having to do anything. We can even break those things down into just doing subsets of those processes because humans might need to be involved. Think of another thing, reporting. And this is one of my favourite time saves at all. We think about Microsoft BI dashboards and Power BI dashboards and Excel reporting, VLOOKUPs, cleansing data, all these different things. All of our systems store data in different places, and typically Excel or CSV file is a way of extracting that data. Now, the beautiful thing about building a system is understanding what is our key metrics. What's the North Star of the business? What's the KPIs of my department or my business? What am I managing and watching? And we can build individual little agents as part of a system that knows what to look for in a data set, can check it and watch it live all the time, and however you want, let you know or your customers know. It can do the reporting for you. We can set it up a system to watch exactly what matters to a leader, maybe even just to a worker that's got lots of things to manage. And it will automatically check that data constantly as it happens live and update you in whatever way you want. That could be the end of the day report. That could be a QBR report. That could be every single day making sure you haven't missed something in your emails or a change in the data set, in the production, in the projects that we're running. It'll watch data for you and create reports. So you can just sit back and relax while our system is managing it for you. Sending updates, really simple one. So much like the data we had above, we have data that the AI watch. can watch and monitor constantly. And when something changes and somebody needs an update, whether that be a customer or internally, it can do it for you. It can send an email, it can send a message, it can make a call, it can automatically build a report and send a report. Whatever the business needs, and whatever streamline that process within the business, we can build a system to create and do for you. So a human hasn't got to be involved in that. Answering questions. And this is both internally and externally. So the major consultancy companies of the world has advised or found then that data silos, data being stored across multiple areas, is one of the biggest net drains on a business, because it means that we are that further away from answering our questions. It requires you to ask someone in accounts about accounting data. It requires somebody in accounts to ask someone in operations or in sales to answer another question. So if we can centralize this data in a database, and an intelligent database that knows how to access it, then we can ask and have questions answered instantaneously. For onboarding in HR, for updates to business systems that perhaps somebody doesn't know how to access in our software, we can ask a question to the database and get an answer back. And what I personally love, because I'm more ingrained in the customer service and providing customer value world, is that we can automate a database to allow customers to ask questions without humans having to go and do the legwork and send the answers back. So instead, when a customer asks us, what's the update on this order? Or have you got this in stock? Or can I do X, Y, or Z? The data is likely to exist, and we can connect those two things, use AI to build the logic, and it does it for you and removes humans out there, improving customer service and reducing the admin time and the cost of admin to the business, and most importantly to your employees. And capturing customers. And this one is super, super important. We all have heard of speed to lead, customer response rates, quote, closing times. Whatever system you use, whether that might be capturing leads from Facebook ads, as an example. It could be from a website form. It could be, as so many B2B businesses are, it's simply just email. Now, we can use and we can build a system around what you currently do to engage and capture those customers instantaneously in a way that feels human, that feels valuable. So just as a quick little example, and I'm going to go through this one tomorrow, and this is the first time I'm going to deliver some real illustrations of how these systems work in real practice. A customer urgently needs a seal. It'll email you, and we can build a system that will instantaneously check your system, provide the pricing, and send back to the customer equally. You might be running Facebook ads, you might be running Google ads, you might be running any sort of traffic ad. And the moment a customer engages with what you want and provides you with their details, we can use this to follow up with them, to ask them questions, to provide value, to move them down the funnel of conversion. So these are just 5 systems that we can quite literally, and as much as those little as you would want, we can either remove humans from the loop completely to free them up to do more active, more value-added activities, or we can improve the metrics to drive the efficiency, the efficacy, the conversion rates of these systems that drives our KPIs. So there's 5 examples of a system. There's a wider system that I've shown you of how this fits into a business. Let's bring it back. And that's the image I want to leave you with, is a system. And how we benefit from AI is most definitely not about AI. It's more so about understanding how the business is functioning right now, what opportunities there are to potentially add value to the business or the customer, and most importantly, what are the current bottlenecks or constraints, whether that's cost, whether that's time, that we could potentially remove by the opportunity that an AI system presents. And the biggest part of being able to find these benefits or realize these benefits is understanding constraints, opportunities, and what AI can actually do reliably. It's not about hype. It's not about buying the next AI piece of software. It's about building it for yourself, building that value and solving your problems. So, with that in mind, tomorrow I'm going to be uploading another video. This video is the first one on this channel to go through one of the systems that I've built and that I know works incredibly well. It is essentially a system that allows us, for any inbound customer who sends us a message asking about availability, the products we sell, the stock we might have, it will engage them within 60 seconds, speed to lead within 60 seconds. That's impossible to do at scale with humans, because otherwise we'd have to have teams of thousands of people, and based on the economies of scale of a business, probably unaffordable. So it will engage customer. It will tell them exactly what they want in a way that seems so human and amazing. It'll give them what they want, what they need instantly. It will also then let the salesperson, whoever is responsible for handling that customer, that account, know that you've engaged them, you give them exactly what you needed to, and you need them now to follow up. So it means we can engage customers in under a minute, give them exactly what they want, and be the fastest person to that customer every single time. Every time. So there we have it. That is the insider scoop as to what an AI system is, how these huge businesses you see, they seem to be moving forward and innovating at a massive rate, are actually building things. It's not products they're buying. It's not a new piece of AI software. It's understanding opportunities, constraints, and how AI fixes it. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and put that notifications bar on if any of these are coming to value. And if you have any questions, please feel free. And if you have any questions about how this can work in your business, in your organization, what opportunities there is for AI systems, because I guarantee there's an awful lot, ask me a question in the comments and we can engage elsewhere. Have a fantastic day. Thank you very much for watching.